Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare again with you on 23rd of December 2024, joined as usual by psychic medium and remote viewer Liz Cross. How are you doing today, Liz?
Oh, yes, just, getting into the swing of things. How are you?
I'm okay. Right. So after that quite intense one we just did, all right, let's have a look into Richard Hart, Richard Schuler. Um, so he has been well, yeah. I mean, he's been sued by the SEC, if you like, under the current regime's very crypto unfriendly SEC, which is about to change next year when Trump takes office. Gary Gensler, the head of SEC, is stepping down, which is good, and they've got a new crypto friendly guy who's taking over. His name escapes me. Um, so I haven't really been keeping up too much with this because we've probed Richard Hart a few times, and he does beat this rap. It costs him a lot of money. He obviously was getting, in their opinion, too big for his boots. They didn't like some of his flamboyant marketing and things like that, which is why they went after him, I think. Or maybe they just used him as a punch bag or to get some money out of. I don't know, but my impression over the last few months is he seems to be doing okay. He seems to be, quote, winning, unwinning. Anyway, so now we have the Finnish authorities apparently coming out with an allegation that he hasn't paid some taxes or something, and that he's alleged to have punched a 16-year-old boy.
Hmm.
Now, when that news broke the other day, it basically had the desired effect, which is it sent all of his coins or coins that he's been involved in, so Hex on the Pulse Chain, Hex on Ethereum, Atropa, Pulse Chain, Teddy Bear, and everything else. They all went crashing down, losing 30%, within seconds. Just looking at them now, they seem to have come back up because I think people have realized, what the game is. I don't understand. Richard Hart has said in the past that, for example, with Hex, it doesn't matter whether he's around or not. Hex just works on a smart contract. It doesn't need any input from him at all. So it doesn't matter whether he's around or not. But people still believe into things like this. So let's find out. A, how's he doing? B, is he in Finland currently?
Are you currently in Finland? Yes, he is.
And how's he doing?
How are you doing? He's kind of all over the place. He wants this to be over.
What does he think about this latest round of accusations?
What do you think about the latest round of accusation? It's false.
Okay, so the Finnish government, obviously the taxing authority, is saying that he hasn't paid some taxes. Is that true? Not that is the authority. I mean, they're saying that, but is it true? Is he delinquent in taxes? I can't imagine.
Are you delinquent in taxes? Not to the best of his knowledge, no.
Okay, and the accusation that he punched a 16-year-old boy, is that true?
Accusation that you punched a 16-year-old child, is that true? No.
So where did that come from then?
So where did that come from? It's almost as if the suspect looks very similar to him. And what
Yeah.
do
Okay.
you did they look similar to you? Yes. Was it you? Did you punch anyone? No.
Well, yeah, I
Was
mean,
it that you had some sort of altercation with this 16-year-old? No. No. I feel like it's almost somebody that what he's telling me and is that somebody is who looks like him. Was this reported in any reputable newspaper or press? He says yes. And are you going to sue them for false reporting? Yes. I feel that, do you have, are you already starting the proceeding? Yes. He's already
Has
asking
he
for
been
them.
charged by the police with any forms of assault?
Have you been charged by the police with any forms of assault? No.
Has he been charged? Oh, sorry, has he been indicted, charged, or whatever? I'm not sure what the Finnish authorities do on any kind of tax evasion.
Have you been indicted or charged or warned or anything on tax evasion by the Finnish authorities? No.
Does he feel in any way this is connected to his situation in America?
Do you feel in any way that this is connected to your situation in the USA? Oh, absolutely, he says.
Because obviously, what I think, this is my personal thoughts and opinions. As I said before, I think because he's winning, they want to knock him down again. So the US authorities have contacted the Finnish authorities, and this has been concocted, maybe.
Hmm. Because do you believe that this has been concocted? Were you winning in your legal case with the SEC? Yeah, he was making some headway. And but do you think that this is another way that the SEC are trying to bring you down? Oh yeah, he agrees with that. He doesn't even realize or know where the stories come from.
No, but obviously it was, because they have control of the media. This was plastered all over. I mean, it's shaky. It's you know very, very, very shaky. The things that come out. But the point is, it does the job, and because he's already under investigation by the SEC, of which have we have probed before from the prosecutor. It isn't the fact that the prosecutor believed he'd done anything. The fact that he's indicted is the punishment, and it has been. I mean, Hex and Pulse and everything has suffered massively since that time. So from that point of view, they've got what they want. Does he believe that when the new guy takes over at the SEC in the end of January, that things will change? Do you think they will just because there's going to be a new crypto friendly, and word head of the SEC, and the word on the street is that all outstanding. They just want to get rid of all the stuff that happened under the Biden administration. So does he think that there'll be a rapid settlement?
You think that there'll be a rapid settlement after the change of ministry? Yes, he believes so. Yes.
And is this just a last ditch attempt by the Biden regime's SEC to stick the last knife in? Does he, just before they go?
Do you believe that this is a last ditch attempt by the SEC to stick the knife in? Oh, yeah, they want to take him down. They
All right.
don't like. Are you still an American citizen? No.
He's given up citizenship.
Yes. Is that what do you think that's what's bothering them? Most probably. Right. And I don't, let's ask this. If you were still an American citizen in Finland, would you still have to pay American taxes? Yes, he would.
Yes, he would, yeah. Americans have to pay taxes worldwide. Doesn't matter where they live. They always have to fill out the form to Uncle Sam. So you can't escape the American tax system. And there's only two ways out of the American tax system. You either renounce your citizenship or you die. They're the only two ways out.
Well, apparently the UK is wanting to bring in something similar. Is that correct?
I don't know, I hope not, but you can get out of the English tax system by moving to another jurisdiction, and you can leave and you can go back in it if you move back. You can go in and out. A lot of countries are like that. There are a few countries like the US, not many, but there are a few that basically don't allow their citizens to escape, which is crazy. I mean, if you're not, he hasn't lived in America for 20 years, I think, something like that. What made him move to Finland? Why did he
Why
pick on
did you move
Finland?
to Finland? He likes it there. He can live an anonymous existence.
Right, okay. All right.
He likes it. He likes the people.
How
They
does he
don't
get
ask
on,
too
how does he
many
get on with the
questions.
language? Because Finnish, like Hungarian, is one of the most difficult languages to learn.
How do you get on with the language? I get by, he says. Do you think you're good at it? I'm okay. But do you have a lot of English speaker? I mean, he says a lot of people can speak English.
Of course, yeah, of course. It's a language that a lot of Europeans you learn as a second language, but you know, at the end of the day, their principal language is their own one, which is Finnish, which is not an easy language. It's very difficult to learn, apparently. Um, okay, all right. So the coins that he's involved in, anything on the hex and on the pulse chain, all got hit when this news came out. They have subsequently recovered. Um, so people are not buying into it. People don't believe because I'm not sure why people sold. As I said, I don't really understand. He said many times that he doesn't need to be involved in the chains, if he's there or not, that these chains they run on a smart contract and that's the end of it. So, um, does he, okay. How does he see Pulse Chain progressing in 2025?
How do you see Pulse Chain progressing in 2025? It's all pending upon this lawsuit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people who don't believe that he's done anything wrong, that Hex is a security, and they've been trading it, in and out ever since, even regardless of what's happened to him. I mean, albeit at much lower prices. So, um, but I suppose they've done to him what they did to Twitter. Not Twitter, sorry, not Twitter. XRP, Twitter. Where did I get that from? XRP. They've done exactly the same to him as that.
And XRP really never has recovered, has it?
Well, it has now because
Hmm.
they had the final settlement with XRP. I think they had to pay 120 million pounds. Understand this, that the SEC is not part of the American government. That's why it has to sue to get money. If it was part of the government, it would issue a fine. People need to understand that. Whenever a government agency has to sue, that means it's not part of the government itself. Governments don't have to sue, they can just fine you. Okay? So the SEC being and I've covered this many times, the SEC being an agency, I know it's contracted to the government and everything else, and albeit it's doing the work of the government, it still needs funding. And if it gets extra funding, how does it get that? Well, it works like a corporation and it's taking from another corporation. So in this case, it's taking from Richard Hart. So as it did with with Ripple as well. So the fact that they have to sue him means that they just want money from him, and that's exactly what they did with XRP. XRP was going on for a lot longer, had been going on, and then finally, I believe there was a settlement, and XRP had to pay 120 million to settle it, and now it's done. That's why the price has now started to rise. It hasn't gone as high as people in the XRP pump army think it should be, but it has. It's back into its $2 range because it was hovering around 20 to 40 to 60 cents for a long, long time with this court case over it. And of course, a lot of exchanges were, dropped XRP in the same way as a lot of the DEXs front ends have dropped Hex.
Hmm.
Uniswap, for example, have dropped it.
Oh,
So
okay.
the back end of Uniswap can be accessed by anybody. It's just the front end. So Hex is still tradable, but through a different front end.
Okay. Okay. But then there's Pulse Chain. So do you need Uniswap?
Not for Pulse Chain because Pulse Chain works on the Ethereum network, but so you've got Pulse X, which is the trading, where you can trade Pulse code tokens. Um,
Hmm. Okay.
that 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 was already, that was put in place when Pulse was you know, so there's the bridge from Ethereum over into Pulse Chain and the other way around, and there's Pulse X where you can trade them. So there are, you know, there are lines of demarcation, if you like. There are where you can trade Hex coin, if you like, and where you can trade the Pulse coin. So there are many more coins on the Pulse network, on the Pulse Chain network, and there's basically the Hex, which is the legacy coin on the Ethereum network.
Mm.
And that comes with all the associated known things with Ethereum. Yes, it's a huge network, but the fees and the, you know, the costs sometimes are horrendous. You know, the gas fees can be quite a joke on Ethereum.
Mm. Okay. Wow. So it looks like they're just really trying to take as much down as they can from him.
Absolutely. So let's put him out till the end of February, please, 28th.
Okay, so February 28th, 2025, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What would you like to know?
How's he doing today? What's happening with the court case? Sorry, with the SEC case and the Finnish alleged offence is.
What's happening with the alleged Finnish tax offenses? Nothing. And what's happening with the SEC court case? I feel like things are moving, things are in motion, he says. It's ticking along nicely.
Okay, when he got going back to the Finnish one, nothing insofar as nothing. Has he been charged with anything?
Have you been charged with any sort of tax evasion in Finland? No.
What about assault?
What about assault? No.
That was just that sounds like pure hogwash, doesn't it? But of course, it had the effect, you know, temporarily. It
Mm.
it brought him back into the eyes of people, and then of course all these people came up, you know, oh, he's already under investigation, he's the master criminal, you know, and you get all that sort of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It hits the market, it tanks the coins for a day or two, and then most people realize, you know, the BS that it is, and they just go back into it again. So, okay, let's put him out just a little bit further. One more time, 31st of May, please.
Okay, May 31st, 2025, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Eastern
How's
Daylight
he
Time.
doing today?
How are you doing today? Yeah, he's good.
Okay, has the SEC case been resolved?
It's about to be. And I think he's going to have to pay a fine, but he doesn't mind that.
No, I know, that's fine. Um, what's happened in Finland with the alleged tax and alleged assault?
What's
Anything?
happening with the alleged tax? Nothing. He pays his taxes.
All right, has he sued the people responsible for the defamation or the libel?
Have you sued the people that are responsible for defamation and lot? Yes, he is. He's suing them.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So, okay, well, this hopefully, not hopefully, this will be released public, this one, because people need to know about this. Um, there's a lot of people out there that have got Hex and Pulse Chain that, you know, I mean, I'm on a few groups that talk about it. It's nowhere near as busy as it used to be. And then, of course, you get all the naysayers. A lot of the people that got very upset with Richard Hart were the ones that paid 40 to 50 cents for the coin, of which it then tanked when, you know, shortly after these things came out. And that was, you know, so they all blame Richard Hart for it, but they shouldn't. They should blame the SEC, you know?
I feel, will it ever recover? I think it's going to take a couple years to recover. I think it's going to take into 2027 to recover.
But what about the coins on the Pulse chain though? They weren't affected as much as Hex. So I mean, you know, we've got things like Atropa, we've got Teddy Bear. Um,
What
have
about,
they recovered properly? I mean, they're already back up to what they were before, but they're
well,
still nowhere near their potential, I think.
is the pulse chain affected by any of this? No, it's not affected.
What happened to Pulse on Die on Pulse, PDI? Did that get parity with Ethereum Die? We're now out in the end of May.
Did that get on par with Ethereum DAI. It's going up in that direction.
but it hasn't got there yet.
Did it get there? No, not yet.
So is it higher or lower than 30 cents?
It's about 30 cents.
Okay.
What is it now?
No idea. Let's have a look. Oh, just under 2 cents.
Mhm. Okay.
But I think in your probe before this has come out that it could even get as high as 50 or 60 or 40 or 50 or something, if I remember. I'm not sure. I think it was a bit later than May, but
Hmm.
we were probing. But if it's 30 odd cents and it's on the way, then that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially if it's you know, at 1 cent or 2 cents now. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
So
about two.
it's about 2 cents. Well, even after this all clears up, I feel like it's going to be 26, 27 until people start to gain confidence again. Not really his diehard fans, but outsiders gain confidence.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, his reputation's taken a hard knock, which was the whole point of it. That was the point
Hmm.
of I mean, it's lawfare. They've used that. The Biden administration have used lawfare against so many people in the last 4 years. So,
Hmm. Yeah. Well, and it's trial by media. If the media says you're guilty, right?
right.
So that's the other issue that we all have now. It's, something's put out in the media, then you're done it and you're guilty. And, I don't know how anybody would ever have any sort of fair trial anymore, especially if it's a big case and it's all over the media. Not that this was all over the media like some, the other criminal cases. And this is a civil dispute, is it not?
Yeah.
It's a civil case, right? Between the SEC and Richard Hart. It's not a criminal case, is it?
No.
Hmm. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, it looks like this is all
As I
just kind
said,
of
from
made
their
up.
point of view, disrupt Hart, ruin his product, get money out of him. That's the MO. That's basically how they've worked it.
Well, because it's easier to pay the fine
Well,
and
yeah, but I
cheaper to
mean,
pay the fine.
but they wanted to take him down pegs, many pegs. They wanted to ruin him, you know, um, and if not bankrupt him, I mean, fine him lots of money, make him pay lots of money. I don't know. I mean, financially, make him. I don't know whether they thought they would actually ruin him, but you know, this is what they do. It's lawfare. This is you know. This is wrong. This is why America's so-called justice system is being questioned and laughed at all over the world because it's been used for, you know, all the wrong reasons in all the wrong, it's political. I mean, not so much political. I don't think Hart is political. He's just, he was a big noise in the crypto speak. He was very outspoken, of course. Did some very flamboyant marketing, which I'm sure he partly regrets. I know why he did it because of the demographic that he was appealing to, not my age group, but But I mean, I've been following him for years. He was an original Bitcoiner. He was a Bitcoin maxi. He was on many. He has a very, very, very good understanding of cryptos and things like that. Um,
And this is news just in that Biden may pardon that Sam Bankman-Fried.
oh, what a surprise! Second largest contributor to the Democratic Party.
So
Oh,
let's ask, I'm going to pro Biden. I mean, it's early. We can still get something. Are you planning to pardon Sam Bankman-Fried? No, but he is up for consideration, he said. Okay, so what is the determining factor? I feel like they discuss it. They, want to see how this looks in the PR world. I'm saying, are you still concerned about that? The PR for the either the Democratic Party or yourself? I mean, for himself, yes. For the Democratic Party, no. He's just told me no. Will Sam Bankman-Fried get a pardon? He's definitely up for consideration. So I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Okay.
All right, so we'll stop this one here, Mr. Shakespeare. Thank you so much.